The new now is here. You need an out-of-the-box user-friendly platform that will help you transition smoothly to the new normal. You need vSmart School. vSmart School is a one-stop teaching and learning online platform perfect for hybrid learning. This two-in-one system caters to your distance learning and classroom management needs. vSmart School supports self-paced, teacher-paced, asynchronous and synchronous formal education online. In vSmart School, students will attend daily online classes and access Vibal's DepEd-aligned digital curriculum from preschool to senior high school. Need content for college? We have them too! With the guidance of parents and teachers, students will follow DepEd's recommended day-to-day lesson calendar for an entire school year. Teachers using vSmart School can also create lessons, schedule classes, and monitor their students' progress. Most importantly, teachers can also live stream or securely conduct online classes through the platform's webinar feature. Looking for a perfect classroom management partner? vSmart School has got you covered as it boasts of an out-of-the-box learning management platform. It provides a library of gamified and interactive materials, a lesson plan repository mapped to the curriculum, assessment tools, and ebooks that feature augmented reality technology. This LMS component of vSmart School is integrated with a learning record system. This means that through the system, teachers and students can track their teaching and learning journey. Not just that, teachers can also monitor students' grades through an electronic grading sheet called Gradebook. And if you need to deploy tests online, you can do so with Test Guru, where you can enjoy thousands of free test questions ready for deployment through the Vibal Test Bank. See, all your distance learning needs are here in vSmart School. Packed with curriculum-aligned content, learners' progress reporting, and ebooks that are AR-ready, vSmart School goes beyond the traditional classroom experience. The good news is, you can also enjoy the vSmart School experience without the internet connection through its mobile app. Downloadable from Google Play Store and Apple App Store. So what are you waiting for? Start your virtual classroom with vSmart School.
Good day, Kabibal, and welcome to our Facebook Live learning session. For the discussion this morning, our topic will be embracing transition, managing changes in the workspace. Before we begin, take note of the following reminders. Make sure you are registered to the webinar to have your e-certificate of participation. Visit certificate.bibalgroup.com to generate your proof of attendance. You may place your questions on the comment box allotted during the session and they will be addressed by our speaker later on. Share the video using hashtag LearnAs1PH as our official hashtag to our Vival webinars. Experience learning, Kabibal. And now to proceed with our webinar this morning, it is my pleasure to introduce to you our distinguished speaker for this morning. Miss Maria Laarni Buenaventura is a registered guidance counselor and a licensed teacher. She obtained her college degree of Bachelor of Science in Psychology in La Consolacion College, Manila as an academic scholar where she graduated with Academic Excellence Award and Magna Cum Laude. She took up her certificate in teaching course and Master of Arts in Education, major in guidance and counseling at the National Teachers College, Manila. Her experiences as a guidance counselor for 14 years include working in several private schools and universities where she handled students in all grade levels and college students. These experiences had coupled with teaching experiences, handling psychology and education related courses. She also invited as a resource speaker in different topics related to teaching, mental health, psychology, bullying, and insets of DepEd schools. Presently, she is one of the guidance counselor in Philippine Normal University, Manila. She is assigned to handle freshmen and graduate students. She is also the coordinator of the student activities for graduate level and the ISO focal person of the Office of the Student Affairs and Student Services. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Miss Mariela Arni, the Buenaventura RGC and LPT.
Hello once again. Hello everyone and good morning to everyone, lalo-lalo dun sa mga teachers natin na naka-tune in ngayon. Thank you so much, Miss Michelle, for that very kind and generous introduction. Medyo nakaka-overwhelm. But ayan, despite of the technical glitch that happened earlier, andito na po tayo, tuloy-tuloy po tayo. And thank you, of course, for joining me here today in our discussion in my topic assigned in this topic assigned to me. And of course, I thank Viva Group of Companies for inviting me in today's webinar. So before I formally begin, I would like to ask our teachers, ayan, are we all ready with online education? Okay? Ready na ba tayo? Physically, emotionally, financially, ayan, psychologically. Okay, so paano natin yan sasagutin? So, please participate everyone. Miss Michelle, next. Yan, rate your level of readiness in a scale of 1 to 10, being 1 being the least and 10 being the most ready. So, tingnan ko nga kung ano yung mga responses ng ating mga kaguro. Ayan. So, meron bang sumagot ng number 1, number 2, ayan. So, siguro po dun sa mga sumagot ng level na 1 to 5, talagang hindi pa po talaga tayo ready. Okay? Pero sana naman po wala namang nag-1 or nag-2. Siguro mga 3 to 5, yan. Medyo talagang hindi pa talaga tayo ready. But doon naman po sa mga nag-6 to 10, ayan, well, I want to congratulate you for being ready for our upcoming, o siguro yung iba po nag-start na po in their online education. So next. So today's topic is entitled Embracing Transition, Managing Changes in the Workspace. So, kasi po isa po dun sa mga concern natin ngayong mga kaguro, medyo maraming pagbabago na naganap sa atin. Una-una na dito yung isang major change na na-encounter natin ay yung pagbabago po sa ating workspace. So isa to sa bagay na dapat nating tutukan at bigyan ng atensyon, no? Kasi napakalaking bagay, napakalaking effect sa atin ng pagbabago ng ating workspace. Okay, next. So our objectives for this morning is to, of course, define transition. Ano nga ba yung transition? To distinguish differences between our workplace and, of course, our new workspace, and to identify the different challenges brought by sa ating need to adjust. Okay, etong mga bagay na to, and of course, yung to enumerate effective coping strategies and adjustment to our new workspace. So hopefully, madaanan natin itong lahat, and sana makatulong sa atin to bago mag-end tong session na to. Thank you. So let's define first what is transition. Of course, transition comes from the word transitionem, which means going across or over. So tumatawid po tayo. Yung experience po natin ngayon dito sa pagkakaroon ng COVID-19, itong pandemic na to, is really pagtawid, okay? Pagdaan dito sa panibagong experience na to, wherein we are having a transition. And of course, it refers to a change from one thing to the next, either in action or state of being. So, hindi na tayo yung dating tayo, kundi ang dami na pong mga nag-transition tayo, nagbago tayo from another state. Okay? We are not in the previous state like we used to be. And of course, next, this generally means conversion or changing. Okay, next. Ayan. So, alam naman po natin, change is the only constant in life. So, lahat po ng bagay na na-experience natin, or lahat po ng meron tayo, wala pong exempted dyan, kundi magbabago tayo whether we like it or not, no? So, hindi po ito bago sa atin. Pero bakit po ba natin kailangan na pagtuunan ng pansin itong mga pagbabago na to? Well, ito yung mga changes na na-experience natin from our previous workplaces. So, ayan. So, kung dati nakakalabas tayo, nakakapag-transfer tayo, pumapasok tayo sa school, nagta-travel tayo para lang tayo makapagtrabaho. We meet other people. We talk to them face-to-face. We go to different places. Ayan, nakakapag-field trip pa tayo. Nakakasama natin yung buong family natin and even our friends when we go to different places. We see our students face-to-face. We go to different kinds of gathering. Kung may graduation, we do that face-to-face. Next. So this is what we do in our traditional workplaces. But now, so since eto na, may napakalaking event na naganap, so we cannot go out, we stay with our family, we do things indoor, okay, lalo na dun sa mga medyo vulnerable, dun sa mga kaguro natin na vulnerable, bawal na talagang lumabas. We put several restrictions before we go to different places. Bawal lumabas yung mga bata, ayan, so lalo na yung mga estudyante natin, they really have to stay indoor. And then when we celebrate important events in our life, we do that virtually. So, ano na ba yung mga na-receive natin? Virtual clap, virtual, yung mga greetings natin, virtual cards na, ayan, virtual hugs, virtual kisses, ayan. So, doon na natin dinadaan yung ating mga celebration. Of course, and yung mga, the way we communicate before na face-to-face, so ngayon, seeing their faces virtually, seeing the faces of those people around us using the help of technology. So this is what we know now as the new normal. Okay, next. Okay, so itong mga pagbabago na to, of course, it creates a lot of impact in our well-being. No? These changes, these transitions that we had, we experienced fear, trauma, anxiety, sadness, and of course, maladjustment. So natatakot tayo because ano na ba? There's so many uncertainties in our life right now. Hindi natin alam na yung trabaho ba na meron tayo ngayon will still be our work in the next month. And of course, lalo na yung naka-experience ng trauma, no, yung mga naka-experience ng discrimination, so may mga teachers tayo na nahawaan ng COVID-19 na hindi maiwasan, nakaka-experience sila ng takot. Hindi para lang sa sarili nila, kundi para dun sa family nila. And because of this pandemic, majority of us felt sad. Okay? At hanggang ngayon, nalulungkot pa rin tayo na sana hindi to nangyayari. Na parang sana parang panaginip lang to na pagising natin is okay na ang lahat. Na parang hindi naman pala nangyari to sa totoong buhay. Pero no, this is not a fictional story, but this is real life. And because this is real life, majority of us really experience small adjustment. Okay? Yung iba sa atin siguro, lalo na dun sa umpisa, ako, I must admit, talagang medyo medyo nahirapan talaga ako na hindi ko talaga agad-agad ma-adjust yung sarili ko dun sa katulad ngayon dito sa workspace natin. Kasi nga, ang daming mga pangyayari, yung invasion ng personal life sa trabaho, ang hirap niyang ang hirap niyang pagsabayin. Okay? So, nagko-cause talaga siya ng stress. At hindi talaga yun naging maganda para sa well-being natin. So, to the point na nakakalimutan natin na yung paru-paro nga, like butterflies, like what I'm wearing right now, di ba? They experience a lot of transition in their life. So, tayo din, even before, nag-undergo tayo ng transition. Pero nakapag-adjust naman tayo. So, pero ngayon, bakit ganito? Bakit ganito kahirap para sa atin yung makapag-adjust dito sa present situation natin? So, ano bang importance kung bakit kailangan natin ng adjustment, okay? So, adjustment daw is our response to the demands and pressure of our environment imposed upon us. So, ibig sabihin, hindi talaga hindi natin to pinipili, hindi natin talaga ginusto na magkaroon ng changes. So, as much as possible, we really wanted to stay in our comfort zones. As much as possible, we really wanted to do what we are currently doing. Ayaw natin nung agad-agad, yung may pagbabago, no? Mas okay sana kung yung pagbabago na is gradual. Pero sa atin, can you imagine, starting March, nagkaroon na agad ng changes. Hindi pa tayo nakakatapos sa school year, biglang stop. Okay? And then, ang dami na agad na pumalit ang dami na agad nangyari. Parang ang bilis, in a snap, may mga bago na. Okay? And our reaction may be external or internal. External in the sense na nakikita talaga natin, nagbabago yung ating mga routines, yung ating mga ginagawa. Internal, it has something to do with our emotional state, how we usually react to these particular changes in our lives. But we have to take note that this adjustment, that these changes that we are going on has to be processed cognitively. According to Pejina, who proposed the cognitive development, it may undergo assimilation or accommodation na pwedeng i-fit in natin sa kung ano yung ginagawa na natin ngayon dito sa mga adjustment na to, no? Or pwedeng tayo baguhin mismo entirely or we really accommodate what has to be done. Okay? Tanggapin natin, i-embrace natin. So, alin dun sa dalawa, yung pwedeng mag-a-apply sa atin in such a way that we can really adjust to this particular kind of situation. Next. Okay, so one of the particular changes that we had is, of course, ito nga yung topic natin ngayon, is our workspace. So napakalaking bagay, napakalaking impact talaga ng pagbabago ng ating workspace na previously we have to travel, we have to go a long way bago tayo makarating dun sa workplace natin. Let's say, for example, may mga teachers tayo na nakatira pa sa Bulacan, nakatira pa sa Cavite, tapos nagtuturo sila sa malalayong lugar, ano? Or yung iba naman, pwedeng nagdo-dorm sila, but still, they still need to travel going to their work. Pero ngayon, ang laki ng pagbabago kasi your workplace is just a few steps away from your bed, from your kitchen, from your sala. Okay? So, parang biglang nagbago yung lahat. Biglang 180 degree yung changes ng ating buhay, lalo na dito sa buhay ng pagiging teacher. Next. Okay. So previously, we see kanina nabanggit ko, no? We see our students face-to-face. We teach our lessons face-to-face. We need to go inside our classroom as our workplace. We do our teaching using a whiteboard. Of course, we use some technology there, but not all the time. And we talk to our students, we can touch them face-to-face, okay? But now, as teachers, we do it differently now. Okay? So nagbago na talaga, 180 degrees kanina nabanggit ko. Kasi 180 degrees kasi we don't see our students physically. We cannot talk to them physically. We cannot touch them. Okay? What we can just touch are the keyboards of our laptop, okay, or the screens of our cell phone. We can just see them through the monitors of our gadgets. Okay? So malayo-malayo dun sa usual na ginagawa natin. And in that period, in this few months, period of time na nangyari lahat ng to, parang mababago na ba agad yung ilang years mo na ginagawa? Let's say, for example, dun sa mga teachers natin, mga senior teachers natin na 30 years na silang nagtuturo face-to-face, how would they feel? How are they feeling right now na eto na, malayong-malayo na dun sa usual na ginagawa nila, yung gagawin nila ngayong pagdating ng opening ng classes. Next. So, nagkaroon naman ng series, no? Hindi naman talagang naging abrupt. Okay? Kung i-observe lang po natin, ano, hindi naman talaga siya magiging ganun ka inasnap. However, alam natin na doon sa ganun kaikling panahon, hindi magiging madali yung ating transition to online education. In the past, or in a few months, yung technology natin is just injected to very few activity inside our classroom. Like for example, during discussion, okay, gumagamit tayo ng projector, gumagamit tayo ng laptop, but not all the time. Okay, we have physical activities inside our classroom, but then eventually we are exposed to different kinds of applications like itong Google Chrome, Google Classroom, may Jamboard tayo, meron tayong Zoom, meron tayong Google Meet na hindi naman natin yung ginagawa inside our classroom. Okay, and then suddenly, because of the rise of this particular many applications that we have to use, we have to study, ang dami na nating mga webinars na kailangan attenan para lang ma-equip tayo ng knowledge sa paggamit ng mga applications na to. And then now we have to embrace online distance education in the comforts of our home. Okay? So, ganito yung dinaanan natin up to this time dun sa para lang ma-introduce sa atin, unti-unti nating matanggap itong online education sa ating sistema. Whether we are senior teachers or whether we are newbie, okay, dun sa mga bagong teachers natin. Or dun sa mga ngayon lang naka-experience ng work from home. Okay, ako katulad ko. Ngayon lang ako naka-experience ng work from home. So usually I go to school, I travel, I see my students. Pero this time, okay, wala na yon, hindi na. Okay, so next. So, but of course, these particular changes has to come with several essential things. Okay, ano-ano ba itong mga essential things na to na dapat, or siguro parang ito yung ina-expect sa atin bilang mga teachers na makakatulong para sa atin sa paggandak ng ating online education. Okay? Of course, the first one, we have to have a laptop or a desktop. We have microphone. Ayan. Kung yung laptop natin ay walang microphone, we have to install one. And of course, a reliable Wi-Fi. Kung walang Wi-Fi, at least we have a LAN, or we have to get mobile data. And of course, high definition camera. Ayan, medyo naging essential na din ngayon yung pagkakaroon ng ring light. And of course, dahil nasa loob lang tayo ng bahay, we don't have the luxury of having a garden outside na makakita tayo ng green. So yung mga plants, like yung succulents, yung mga cacti, yung mga water plants. So, naging essential na rin yan habang nagkakanda ka ng online education. So, biglang nag-boom itong mga to because of our requirement and needs in terms of doing our online education. So, paano ba natin mas ma-deliver ng maayos? So, ito ay mga essential na bagay para sa ating trabaho. Next. So, if you, siguro yung ibang mga teachers na katulad ko na parents, siguro makaka-relate kayo kung dun sa mga bagay na sa bahay, pag nasa bahay tayo nagtatrabaho, hindi tayo nakakapagtrabaho talaga 100% na tuloy-tuloy. Of course, because of the presence of kids. So lalo na kung yung bahay natin at yung workplace natin ay iisa, usually, it's very chaotic, lalo na kung may mga batang maliliit. Kung mga malalaki yung kasama natin, okay lang. Pero kung ang kasama natin ay yung mga maliliit o mga toddlers pa, napakahirap lalo nung pagdadaanan nating transition because we have to deal with them at the same time. Pero doon naman sa iba na they have the parang yung buong bahay nila, they have the freedom to experiment, to explore all the corners of their house kasi sila lang naman. Okay, well, they can build their own or they can establish their own workspace anywhere, okay? Near the window, sa bedroom nila, or dun sa sala, okay? Or talagang magpagawa ng specific na place para dun sa kanilang workplace. Okay? Or kung gusto naman nilang medyo relaxing sa garden o di kaya dun sa terrace nila. No? So, kanya-kanya tayong pamamaraan kung paano natin itatawid itong online education. No? Lumalabas yung pagiging creative nating mga teachers, no? Sa kung paano tayo mas magiging komportable at hindi masyadong magiging distracting para sa atin and at the same time para dun sa mga students natin yung gagawin natin na virtual teaching. Okay. But of course, aside from our workspace, there are so many challenges, okay, that we experienced recently and up to now we are still experiencing. And of course, hindi lang naman tong mga challenges na to. Siguro some of us were able to adjust already, okay? Pero I have recommended some adjustment that we can apply. Okay, that somehow sana makatulong. Of course, in the absence of a workspace, so siguro yung iba sa atin sa panahon ngayon, parang wala pa tayong napipiling exact workspace natin na talagang naka-specify lang siya na dito tayo magtatrabaho. Baka yung iba sa atin nagtatrabaho pa rin sa hapagkainan, o kaya o di kaya sa kwarto, o di kaya dun sa sala. So, pinagpipilian pa nila yung mga lugar na kung saan nila mairaraos yung buong maghapon nila ng trabaho. But, it is still important na, no, kahit na gano'n pwede tayo magpaikot-ikot sa loob ng bahay natin, it's still important for us to assign an area that can accommodate our tools, our things. Okay, yung mga important things na kailangan natin for online education. Okay, wherein mas less yung distraction na ma-experience natin na hindi tayo masyadong naaagawan ng attention o di kaya yung you're in the middle of this kind of activity, you're in the middle of a webinar, so lalo na kung ikaw pa yung speaker or kung ikaw pa yung nagsasalita, you really have to choose a specific workspace. Okay? Next. For those teachers na hindi masyadong techie, no? Siguro na-meet naman natin si Lola Techie in the past. Na si Lola Techie, kahit na gano'n na siya katanda, she still have that passion to learn something, especially the new technology, okay, na na-introduce sa kanya. Mas magaling pa siya sa mga apo niya, nakaka-surprise. For those teachers na hindi masyadong techie, let us maximize the free videos and webinars. Yung mga lalo na ngayon, kung karamihan sa atin ay may mga Wi-Fi connection, may internet connection na sa bahay, let us equip ourselves with this, with the capacity to use different kinds of application. No, wag tayong gumamit ng application na hindi natin alam gamitin, or wag tayong mag-introduce sa mga students natin ng mga application na hindi natin kayang gamitin, na hindi natin kayang ituro sa kanila. Of course, there are some students kasi na hindi rin naman sila hindi rin nila inaaral. So tayo, as teachers, it is our task to help our students to learn this particular applications too that they may use inside our virtual classroom. And of course, when we learn this knowledge, this technical skills, we have to apply them every now and then. Wag tayong susuko na wag nating titigilan hangga't hindi natin na ma-master yung isang knowledge na yon, or yung isang application na yon. So ituloy-tuloy natin, gamitin natin siya sa mga everyday activities natin. Or kung may opportunity tayo na magagamit natin yun, gamitin natin. And kailangan din syempre na it also help us to practice this particular skills. Kasi di ba kapag one time lang sa'yo na-introduce, tapos after some time nakalimutan mo na siya ulit, tapos babalikan mo na naman, lalo na dun sa iba na hindi madaling makaalala ng mga step by step ng mga applications na to. So makakatulong talaga na ipo-practice pa rin natin siya kahit hindi natin siya gagamitin. Para at least mas magkaroon tayo ng mastery dun sa application. Okay, and we can also experiment on how these particular applications can help us in the delivery of our lessons. Okay, next. Okay, ito isa to sa mga concern natin. Sabi nila kapag sabi nila pagka nagtatrabaho ka sa bahay, mas relax, no? Parang wala kasing nagsusupervise sa iyo na boss, walang nakating, walang nagbabantay ng oras mo. Pero sa totoo lang, tulad dun sa nabasa ko sa Facebook dun sa isa kong co-faculty na parang pagka nasa bahay ka pala, mas mahaba yung oras na dinedevote mo sa pagtatrabaho at mas marami kang ginagawa, no? Hindi talaga natin maiwasan na i-overdo yung ating mga ginagawa habang nasa bahay tayo. Kasi nga nabawasan na yung time natin sa pag-travel. So nako-compensate na yung time natin na kung dati 2 hours bumabiyahe pa lang tayo, no? Pero ngayon hindi Pagising mo na sa umaga, pwedeng nagtatrabaho ka na. At tapos pwedeng hanggang hating gabi nagtatrabaho ka pa rin. So that is one thing that we really look into while we are working at home. So sana hindi tayo mag-delve too much into our work. So how can we do that? We have to set appointments and pray. So i-check na natin before we sleep. At the end of the day, check natin ano na ba yung mga schedule natin kinabukasan from our emails. Okay, ilista na natin ano yung mga ine-expect natin na activities, or may mga kakausapin tayo, may mga virtual meetings tayo, meron tayong mga gagawing trabaho. So, i-schedule na natin one by one. And of course, we have to schedule our breaks. Kasi we have the tendency na kapag nag-start na tayong magtrabaho, parang ayaw na nating tumigil, Kasi yung momentum natin, gusto natin tuloy-tuloy na. So, as much as possible, kapag nandun tayo sa point na bigay tayo sa trabaho natin, ayaw nating tigilan. Okay? Ayaw nating hintuan. Okay? But it is not healthy. It is working too much. So, encourage natin yung sarili, or i-inform natin yung mga kasama natin sa bahay na as much as possible, isabay nila tayo sa pagkain, ng lunch, ng breakfast, ng dinner. And then of course, makakatulong yung para ma-break ma-break tayo, mahiwalay tayo dun sa ating trabaho. And then of course, we have to set limitations. No, hindi porket na nasa bahay ka lang, doon ka lang nagtatrabaho, is puro trabaho na lang yung iniisip natin. Nakakalimutan natin na dahil nasa bahay tayo, meron pa tayo ibang bagay na pwedeng intindihin. Okay? Lalo-lalo doon sa mga teachers natin na may family na napakarami talaga iintindihin sa loob ng bahay habang nagtatrabaho ka. So, wag nating masyadong i-focus yung buong sarili natin dun sa trabaho. Bigyan natin yan ng limitation. Na kung nagtatrabaho tayo ng 8 o'clock, tapusin natin siya hanggang 5 as much as possible. Or kung hindi natin kaya ng ganun, magbigay lang tayo ng certain hours wherein na pag na-reach mo to, ito na talaga yung limit mo. That's it. Okay? Whether kung may naiisip ka pa na kailangan mong gawin, alam naman natin na ang trabaho, it is unending. Okay? Kung magbibilang tayo ng trabaho, kung iisipin natin yung mga gagawin natin, our list will not stop. Okay? So kaya, yung limitation na yun, it is also for us to recuperate our energy, our health, na the next morning, we can still do something worthwhile. Okay? And of course, we have to set physical and mental boundaries. Na itong space na to, this is for me, that when I enter this space, yung isip ko nasa trabaho. But when I step out of this particular space, ang isip ko hindi nasa trabaho. Okay? Napakadaling sabihin, pero napakahirap gawin. It takes a lot of practice to do that. And it takes a lot of will for us to be able to set that particular boundary. So wala ibang makakatulong nun sa atin kundi ang sarili natin. But please keep in mind na mas makakatulong yun sa trabaho natin kung ganun yung gagawin natin. Okay, next. And of course, we have to learn how to prioritize our work, no? Dahil nasa bahay tayo, ang dami nating naiisip na kailangan gawin. Ako may meeting ng ganito, gagawa pa ako ng module, mag-a-answer pa ako ng PRF, ganyan, yung accomplishment ko, diba? Tuloy-tuloy yun, hindi yun natatapos. Pag natapos mo na itong mga to, meron na namang panibagong trabaho na hindi yan talaga matatapos. But what's important is that we have to learn how to prioritize our work. So, ang sabi nga dun sa isang nabasa ko sa Zapier.com, we have to learn how to eat the frog. What is the frog there? The frog there is the most difficult task in the morning. Okay? Kapag sinhate na natin yung pinakamahirap na task in the morning, it will give us a feeling of accomplishment, sense of accomplishment. Kahit na isa lang yung nagawa natin, pero yun yung pinakamahirap, we will feel satisfied inside. Okay? At makakatulong yun para ma-manage natin yung ating time. And then next is to limit the number of tasks you plan to do. So gamitin natin yung Eisenhower matrix. No? So itong Eisenhower matrix, paano ba to? Siguro naman dun sa mga ginagawa natin, we can easily identify ano yung mga urgent but not important. And those important matters, but they are not urgent. Okay? So nasa sa atin yun, kung i-classify natin yung mga tasks na ginagawa natin on a daily basis. Okay? So with that, depende na sa atin kung ano yung ipa-prioritize natin, yung bang mga urgent o yung mga importante. Okay? So iba-iba na yan, magkakaiba-iba tayo dyan. Hindi tayo magkakapare-pareho ng mindset sa pagka-classify ng mga bagay-bagay. Okay? But it may be helpful to you. And we may also use the 1-3-5 rule. So what is this 1-3-5 rule? So this 1-3-5 rule says that in the morning, gawa tayo ng isang major and most difficult tasks. Okay, so pag nakagawa na tayo nun, then the next priority are the 3 moderately difficult and important tasks. Okay, and then yung last is the 5th rule dun sa 1-3-5 is that we do at least 5 nitty-gritty tasks. Okay, yung mga hindi naman masyadong importante pero nasisingit lang dun sa trabaho natin. Okay. So, example natin din is yung one, let's say for example, gagawa tayo ng research. So, that's one of the most difficult, one of the most important tasks. Okay, so we usually put them in our top priority. And then the second one is, let's say for example, dun sa tatlo, importante kasi gagawin kong report na accomplishment report, kailangan kong gumawa ng master list ng estudyante, ng report kung nakausap ko yung mga bata. Okay? Ito yung mga second important things. Okay? Nakatatlo na ako. Okay. The rest, yan yung mga medyo hindi na masyadong importante. Kakausapin ko si co-teacher ko kasi I will discuss yung mga susunod namin gagawin. Okay? Pag-aaralan ko naman tong ganito kasi may napanood akong webinar, pag-aaralan ko paano gumamit ng mga applications. Okay? So, kung ano-ano yan. This way, we can manage our energy, not our time. So, mas kailangan natin i-manage yung energy natin kasi kung wala na tayong energy, how can we still do our important tasks? Okay? Kasi yung time, palagi tayong magkakaroon ng time kasi nasa bahay lang naman tayo. Pero yung energy natin, okay? Lalo na yung health natin. Yan yung isang bagay na mas kailangan natin bigyan ng attention. Especially when we are prioritizing our work. If you wanted to still work continuously, you have to prioritize your health, okay? Your energy as well. Okay, next. Okay. So ito very common to, no? Kasi nga napanood na natin to sa TV, no, yung isang ad, parang may position siya, tapos na-interview siya sa isang news abroad, tapos merong biglang nag-interrupt yung anak niya sa loob ng room niya, tapos ayun na naglalaro, hinabol na ng wife niya, no? So isa yan din sa mga common interruptions na may encounter natin sa loob ng bahay, no? Lalo na dun sa may mga baby, dun sa may mga anak, hindi naman talaga natin yung maiiwasan from time to time. Pero isa yan dun sa mga concern natin. Diyan tayo, isa rin yun sa mga bagay na dapat natin i-adjust yung sarili natin. How to handle these particular interruptions. So the first one is to put up a sign when you need to focus. No, lalo na yung may ginagawa ka napaka-importante yung bagay or may kinakausap ka na napakahalaga para dun sa trabaho mo. You have to inform everyone na I need to focus on this. Do not disturb. Please let us avoid to interrupt mommy, okay, or me while I'm still working up to this time. Okay? And then we have to explain the reason why you need to avoid interruption. So we have to inform all the people at home, your husband, your kids, okay, na bakit ba kailangan na makapag-focus ka muna for this particular period of time. We have to let them know. Let us, wag nating sarilinin kung bakit natin ginagawa itong mga bagay-bagay na ito. Let us involve the people around us. And of course, dun sa may mga anak, may mga maliliit na bata sa bahay, let us train our young people to be self-sufficient and patient. So when it comes to very important matters at work, they don't need to call on you from time to time, lalo na kung may importante kang ginagawa, because you have taught them how to be self-sufficient, to do things on their own. So, especially dun sa mga toddlers natin, lalo na dun sa, kung mga grade 1 naman yan, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, medyo madali ng turuan yan. Okay? So, at least makakabawas na yun sa interruptions. Hindi pwede yung from time to time, mommy or tita, ganyan. O maya-maya nagtatrabaho ka na, tapos babalik na naman ulit sila sa'yo. So, it also teach them how to become more patient. And by giving you time to finish your work first, and then saka mo sila bibigyan ng attention dun sa need nila. Okay? And then of course, to assign a consistent work hours. So kasi di ba parang kung wala tayong consistent work hours, the people around us would not know kung kailan kanila lalapitan, kailan kanila kakausapin on some particular matters. If you don't tell them na you have to work from this particular time up to this time. Okay? So, kung alam nila, let's say for example, kung ang work hours natin is 8 to 5 pa rin pagdating sa bahay. So, after 5, ibig sabihin you're free. And then, you can talk to them and you can deal with other matters after 5 p.m. or before 8 a.m. in the morning. Okay? So, next. Okay, so another challenge that we can experience right now is of course the feeling of isolation, no? It gives us a lot of a feeling of sadness also, no? Mas makakaramdam kung sa trabaho minsan nakakaramdam na tayo ng isolation, mas malaki yung chance natin na mas makaramdam ng isolation while we are working from home. So let us appreciate those people na bigla na lang mag-chat sa'yo na, uy, kumusta ka? Ganyan. It will break you from doing a very important work, but it will help you not feel isolated. Very, very isolated. Okay, so i-welcome lang natin yung mga co-teachers natin na bigla-bigla na lang mag-chat, tapos wala lang naman hindi naman importante yung sasabihin niya sa'yo na parang maichichika lang. Okay? I-welcome natin yung mga yon because it is healthy for us. Na kahit na paano, nagsusocialize pa rin tayo kahit na we are working alone. Okay? And at the same time, let us try to find an online work buddy. So, sino ba to? Ito yung mga co-teachers natin, nakatabi lang natin dun sa faculty room, yung mga usual na kachikahan natin. So, baka bigla silang mag-chat sa'yo na, uy, nagawa mo na ba to? Ganyan. So, ibig sabihin, sabay kayong nagtatrabaho. So, pwedeng yung pinag-uusapan yung trabaho, tapos habang nag-chat kayo. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, kasabay mo siya nagtatrabaho, meron kang meron kang karamay, kung medyo nahihirapan ka, may makakausap ka, may nababend out mo yung feeling mo na nakakapagod, ganyan. Medyo na-stress ako kasi hindi pa ako tapos sa ganito, di ba? So, nakakatulong sila sa ganong paraan. Okay? So, i-welcome lang natin yan. Huwag nating i-close yung, nabawa mag-airplane mode tayo. Tapos the whole day yun, naka-airplane mode ka, wala ka nang kausap. Okay? So it will just increase our feeling of sadness when we do that. Okay? So do not let ourselves to be more isolated when we are working from home. Okay, next. Ayan. So ito yung isang medyo complicated na bagay, no, na very challenging para sa atin. Unlike before, nung pumapasok tayo sa trabaho, nasa school tayo, ang dali-dali lang natin makipag-usap because the people are just around. Okay? Hindi natin kailangang hindi natin kailangang isipin pa kung ano yung sasabihin natin sa kanila. But now, because of physical distance, because of physical distance, medyo nahihirapan tayo na paano ba natin i-communicate yung mga bagay na kailangan nating intindihin, kailangan nating maunawaan, kailangan nating ipaalam. Okay? Siguro ko dun sa mga bagay na yun, wag tayong tumigil sa pakikipag-communicate, wag tayong parang ma-hamper na i-express kung ano yung gusto nating sabihin. Let us try to communicate as much as possible. Ito yung chance, ito talaga yung time na talagang mas kailangan nating mag-communicate kasi nga hindi sa lahat ng pagkakataon na kapag may sinend sa atin na message, napipick up agad natin yun no? Kasi this technology is really this particular boundaries na hindi natin kasi nakikita yung expression ng kausap natin, hindi nila na ipapakita, hindi nila na demonstrate sa personal kung ano yung mga dapat natin gawin. Tapos, tatrabahunin natin yung mga bagay-bagay on our own. So, may mga bagay talaga or may mga particular matters in our work na ang hirap na i-pick up or ang hirap na intindihin because parang nung kausap naman tayo, magka-chat naman tayo or magkausap tayo during our virtual meeting, naiintindihan ko. Pero nung tinitingnan ko na yung papel, parang medyo confused na ako. So, I need clarification. So, let's try to be open in our in terms of communication. Huwag tayong mahiya, okay? Using social media, using email. So we have to follow those. We also need to consider those protocols. And of course, take all the possible way to interact with people at work. So marami tayong means na pwede nating gamitin. So wag nating sayangin yung mga means na yun, ito yung isang advantage. One advantage that we have while we are working from home is that we don't need to go to particular offices, so different offices, just to talk to people. Let's say, for example, you don't need to travel just to talk to your principal. Okay? You just need to communicate through email. Okay? Kung okay lang naman kay principal na makipag-usap through messenger, well and good. Pero kung hindi, kung formal ang ating way of communication, we have to use our email. At it's just a one click away. So we just have to express what we we need them to know about us. And then just one click and then send na, di ba? Okay? So it will help us avoid the gaps. So kung meron tayong mga gustong sabihin, readily available ang ating means of communication. Hindi tayo mapapagod na magbiyahe, hindi tayo mapapagod na umakyat ng stairs. Let's say, for example, kung nasa third floor pa yung kausap natin, hindi na natin yung ma-experience ngayon. Okay? Mas kailangan lang natin talagang i-maximize yung technology in terms of that. And then, of course, let us take this opportunity to communicate to those above and below our rank. So, let's say, for example, lalo na yung mga principal, talagang yung mga yung mga administrators natin, they are very much open and willing to communicate with us through email, no? Kasi nga, this is also their way to reach out to us na parang wala nang masyadong limitations na kung sino lang yung i-email mo. Hindi na masyado yun ngayon. Okay? But of course, there are still some protocols, especially when formal communication is required. Okay? And of course, be proactive. No, kapag meron tayong narinig, minsan pag may pinapagawa sa atin through email, ang ano agad natin, ay, ang hirap niyan. Parang ayoko tong gawin. Parang hindi ko to kaya. Okay? So instead of being like that, let us be proactive. Alamin natin, how can I do that? How can I do this? So let us communicate our side. I'm having difficulty in doing this particular thing. How can you help me? Ganyan. So maging open tayo doon sa pakikipag-communicate dun sa mga katrabaho natin. Okay? This is our chance. So dati, kapag nasa workplace tayo, minsan nahihiya pa tayong mag-approach, di ba, nahihiya tayong magbatiin, tapos iilan lang yung mga tao talaga na nakakausap natin. These are safe cases. Pero ngayon, in virtual meetings, ang dami mo nang nakakahalubilo, ang dami mo nang nakikilala, ang dami mo nang nakakausap. So ito yung advantage ng virtual meetings, no? Hindi mo kasi kailangan lumabas sa comfort of your home para lang makipag-communicate. Okay? So next. Well, one of the major concerns that we are experiencing right now, no, siguro hindi lang ako nakaka-experience nito, pero yung paghina ng ating connectivity recently, no, isa to sa mga concerns natin. So hindi mo nga maiwasang isipin na paano pa kung wala, ngayon pa nga lang, hindi pa nag-uumpisa yung klase sa DepEd, humihina na yung connectivity. Paano pa kaya kung halimbawa mag-start na sabay-sabay na gumagamit ng Wi-Fi, no? Or ng data, paano kaya ma-accommodate or paano natin maitatawid na maayos yung ating online learning, no? Or online education. Of course, huwag tayong mawala ng pag-asa, huwag tayong huminto lang sa ganun na ay wala akong connectivity o kaya nga meron tayong mga modules, no? So, but of course, hindi naman pwede na kapag nawalan tayo ng connectivity, magra-rant na tayo sa Facebook, sa social media na ang hina ng PLDT ko, ganyan-ganyan. Tapos wala na tayong gagawin. Of course, we have to do something about it. Either we report it, we demand to improve the services, ganyan, or we try to communicate it with the proper authorities rather than ranting on Facebook, okay? And of course, there are also other means, pwede tayong mag-connect sa LAN, okay? Or we can also use some mobile data, okay? Medyo pricey nga lang ngayon, pero siguro antayin natin sa mga susunod na panahon, baka may magkaroon naman ng magagandang offers yung ating mga network providers, okay? Hopefully. Next. Ito din, isa to sa hindi natin maiwasan ngayon, lalo na nagtatrabaho tayo sa loob ng bahay, parang wala talagang nakatingin. Okay? Wala nagbabantay sa atin doon sa mga ginagawa natin. So, kaya nagiging prone tayo doon sa bad health habits. So, siguro dahil sa workplace yung mga may konting vices, hindi sila hindi nila napipigilan na mag-indulge doon sa vices na yun kasi wala naman talagang nag-observe sa kanila. Pero let us consider that these health habits, ang magbe-benefit dito, hindi naman yung authority or hindi naman yung administrators natin, kundi tayo. Okay? So, ano ba yung pwede natin gawin? Of course, we have to set a reminder to eat on time. So, lalo na tayo mga working from home teachers, hindi natin maiwasan na kapag halimbawa, natuon yung attention natin sa isang trabaho, ayaw nating tigilan, tuloy-tuloy tayo, nakakalimutan natin na 12:00 na pala, lunch time na, no? Pero hindi pa tayo nga nakapag-breakfast. Okay? So, medyo ang kawawa naman doon, ang detrimental naman doon ay yung ating kalusugan. Nakakalimutan natin. So, sige lang tayo, naabusan natin yung katawan natin. Okay? So, sana mas maiwasan natin. Let us try to stand up from time to time. Ako, I welcome all the interruptions from my kids, from my husband, from my mother. Kasi it will, parang, napipilitan akong tumayo. Okay. Kasi hindi mo naman pwede sabihin na wag muna ngayon, meron akong importanteng ginagawa. Kung pwede naman akong ma-interrupt talaga, okay lang. Hindi ko pinipigilan yun. because it allows me to stand up from time to time. Okay? Hindi yung palagi na lang tayo nakatayo. Kung may experience natin yung the whole day kang nakaupo, nakikipag-webinar ka, pag tayo mo, ang dami ng masasakit sa katawan mo. Okay? Because of our lack of exercise. So, we also give time to move our body, to exercise even a few minutes in the morning or in the evening pagkatapos ng trabaho natin. It will help us rejuvenate our energy, our health, so that we can still continue to do our work efficiently. Okay, next. Okay, so isipin natin sa lahat ng challenges na to, we are on the same boat, no? Hindi po kayo, kung halimbawa dun sa ibang challenges na yun, nakarelate kayo, hindi po kayo nag-iisa doon. So you are not alone, hindi ka nag-iisa, marami po kayong karamay, marami pong iba dyan na experiencing all the same challenges that I have encountered. Okay? At sabay-sabay din po tayo na mag-a-adjust dito kasi ito yung kailangan nating gawin. We really have to adapt to this new situation, to this new lifestyle, to this new system in our lives. Okay? Because brought by this pandemic. Okay? So, huwag tayong mawala ng loob, huwag tayong panghinaan ng loob, huwag nating sarilinin yung stress, huwag nating isipin na tayo lang to, tayo yung may problema. No? Hindi po kayo nag-iisa dyan. Okay? And since hindi tayo nag-iisa dyan, ayan, so mas marami pa pong makakatulong sa atin na makapag-adjust dito sa migration na to. Of course, nandiyan dyan yung ating mga educational leaders. Of course, yung ating mga principal, yung ating mga coordinators, yung mga yung ating pong mga associate deans, yung mga deans natin sa university. Of course, nandiyan dyan sila para mas makatulong sa ating mga teachers, sa ating mga instructors, para makapag-adjust in this new remote teaching. So, hindi lang tayo to, huwag natin solohin yung responsibility kasi hindi naman natin maitatawid dito kung wala yung tulong nila. Ano ba yung pwede nilang gawin? Of course, they have the power to create and execute of suggestions or aspirations for remote teaching. So, dahil sila ating mga administrators, they have the capacity to plan and execute those plans. That could help us do this remote teaching properly. Okay? They also guided teachers to be able to translate their teaching expertise into different learning or teaching modality. So, kasi karamihan sa mga teachers natin, magaling talaga sa face-to-face. Kumbaga kahit yung mga estudyante na mahihinang sa klase, nagagawa talaga nilang intindihin kung ano yung lesson at dinedeliver ni teacher because that they are expert on that field. Pero dahil dito sa remote learning na to, remote teaching na to, medyo nahihirapan pa tayong mag-adjust. Paano ba natin i-deliver yung pagtuturo sa mga estudyante na ang gamit lang natin ay laptop at hindi natin nakakausap ng personal yung mga estudyante natin. Of course, din na pumapasok yung ating mga school administrators to guide us on how we can translate and how we can migrate our teaching modality into online education. Okay? And of course, to provide curated tools, trainings, aids, and course templates. Kaya nga po araw-araw, no, na halos binubugbog tayo ng iba-ibang klaseng webinars tungkol sa iba-ibang topics because it will help us to become more prepared in the coming opening of school year. And of course, yung mga curated tools natin. So ito yung ating mga guide. Paano ba natin gagawin yung mga course outline? Ano-ano ba yung mga lessons na ipaprioritize natin para sa mga students natin in such a way na hindi naman mabububog yung mga bata dun sa maghapon na online learning nila, no? So, yun ang isa yun sa mga essential na role ng ating mga school administrators and leaders. And of course, dahil yung mga teachers din, lahat tayo hindi exempted dun sa stressful situation na to. Kaya yung mga school administrators natin will be there to assist us teachers to support in supporting or in providing support for our students in this difficult time. No, kasi as teachers, so bilang tayo yung mga second parents ng ating mga students, kapag hindi naka-attend yung estudyante sa online learning, concern natin yun. At nakakadagdag yun dun sa mga iba pang concerns na na-experience natin habang nag-work from home tayo. At sino ang makakatulong sa atin dyan? Siyempre yung ating mga educational leaders. We need to communicate it to them kung ano yung mga na concern sa mga estudyante natin para makapag-devise din sila ng way on how to provide us the necessary support we need to be able to help our students. Okay? Next. And of course, to recognize the professional burden placed on the teachers during the personally stressful time, no? Kasi napakahirap na talaga nung na-experience natin na to. Tapos worry pa natin yung pagkakaroon ng sakit kasi hindi naman tayo exempted dun lahat, no? Lahat tayo pwede talagang magkasakit sa panahon ngayon. So paano pa natin mas matutulungan tong mga teachers na to? Well, of course, let us break the boundaries between the school administrators and the teachers. We need to reach out to them, talk to them, and encourage them. And of course, let us try to provide them what are their needs. Okay, para ma-deliver naman ng maayos itong online education. Kasi kung dadagdag pa yung mga personal na isipin, okay, dun sa pagtatrabaho nila sa bahay, mas makaka-hamper yun sa pagiging effective nila in terms of online education. Okay? And then of course, we have to set realistic expectations. Hindi na kasi natin po pwedeng sabihin na kung ano sana yung ginagawa nyo during face-to-face, ay gawin nyo rin or ma-deliver nyo rin during online education. No? Medyo magkakaroon tayo ng difficulty doon. So sana makapag-set lang tayo ng realistic expectations to our teachers. Of course, to provide guidance about working remotely. Ano ba yung mga protocols? Ano ba yung mga guidelines in terms of communication? Ano ba yung mga communication tools na pwede nating magamit? Okay, so ibibigay ito ng ating mga administrators. And of course, after this pandemic, ayan na. So yung role pa rin ng ating school administrators will really matter a lot by conducting policy or procedure reforms, yung mga changes natin sa ating mga procedures. So na-i-inject na natin tong instructional continuity na to, no? Kung dati pag face-to-face lang. So ngayon, paano natin ipapasok na kahit na okay na tayo, may vaccine na, face-to-face na, pero still maituloy pa rin natin yung paggamit ng mga technology na to para hindi naman masayang yung ating mga maghapong webinar sa pag-aaral kung paano gamitin yung mga applications. Ano? And then at the same time, kung paano din i-inject yung paggamit ng mga applications na to dun sa mga usual na classroom activities. So, iyan ay isang sa mga project dapat ng ating mga, ng ating mga educational leaders. Okay, next. Okay, so bilang mga teachers na nagtatrabaho sa bahay, let us still keep our integrity and our work ethic intact. So what if that means working a little harder? And honorable character is your best calling card, and that's something anyone can have. So wala pong magsasabi sa atin na dapat ganito ka, dapat ganyan ka because you are still at home. Pero yung integridad natin sa pagtatrabaho at yung work ethic natin, alam natin na binibigay pa rin natin yung best natin kahit walang nanonood sa atin. Except God. Gawin pa rin po natin. Ipagpatuloy natin. Huwag tayong titigil, mga kaguro. Next. Everything happens for a reason, no? Siguro mahirap, hindi madali ang lahat-lahat ng pinagdadaanan natin, but in the end, it's all for the best. Never stop trusting God and the divine plan. So siguro sa ngayon talaga nag-a-adjust pa tayo, hindi nakakalungkot man yung mga sitwasyon, pero still umasa pa rin tayo na ang lahat na ito ay may magandang dahilan. Okay? Next. When you're done everything you can, so nabigay na natin yung best natin when we have given our best. So let's put God the rest. Okay? Next. Change is hard at first, messy in the middle, and gorgeous in the end. So yan po ay ating panghawakan. Na sana po, oo, nahirapan tayo ngayon, pero alam na, i-set natin yung isip natin na pagkatapos ng lahat ng to, natawid natin, for sure magiging maayos po ang lahat. And this will be for the best. Okay? Ayan. So, dyan po nagtatapos ang ating presentation. Ayan, mga kaguro. So, sana po marami po tayong napulot, marami tayong sanang nakuha na hopefully may apply natin dun sa ating araw-araw na pag-work from home, no? At syempre, unang-una, nagpapasalamat po ako dun sa mga guro ngayon na kahit na Sabado, naka-tune in pa rin po dito sa Vival Group of Companies, ating mga webinar. Yan. Maraming salamat po. Yan, Miss Michelle.
Thank you so much po, Ma'am Laarni. Now we will proceed po to the question and answer. We have some questions here from our viewers po. Okay, first question po, ma'am, is from Ma'am Rita Nieves. What would be your advice for teachers who feels terrified of the transition?
Okay. So, yung feeling po kasi ng terrified, medyo serious, Pero siguro po, dyan po pumapasok yung ating mga administrators na, kanina nga nabanggit ko na, kung pwede pong may kumausap sa kanila, kumusta yung adjustment nila dito sa working from home. No? And of course, kung meron po tayong support group, no, yung ating mga co-teacher, okay, makipag-usap po tayo, i-share po natin yung experience natin, and then paano po natin or ano po yung mai-a-advise ng ating mga kapwa guro sa atin para po mabawasan yung pakiramdam natin ng yung nahihirapan tayo sa pag-a-adjust. Okay. Siguro slowly but surely po i-specify po natin ano po yung dahilan bakit nandoon yung feeling of terrified. Bakit tayo nati-terrify, okay? Tapos saka po natin i-address. Ano po yung dahilan nun? Saka po natin i-address kung paano po tayo makakapag-adjust nun. Okay? So we have to recognize kung ano po yung pinanggagaling. Okay po?
Thank you po, Ma'am Laarni. Next question po is from Ma'am Josie Esmoso. Ma'am, how can we motivate the learners on actively participating on online classes?
Okay. Yung motivation po ng ating mga estudyante, actually yung pagbibigay po ng motivation sa kanila ay nakadepende po sa ating pong plano. So, dun po sa mga activities na pwede po natin ibigay. Although hindi po ito parte ng aking talk, siguro po, baka po makapagbigay din ang Vival ng topic that will cover providing motivation to our students. Pero, yun po, let us be creative. Let us try to see ano po yung interest ng ating mga students. And let us always mag-introduce po tayo ng bago sa ating mga students. Lalo na po sa mga bata, ang hilig po sa gadget ng mga bata. So sila po kahit maghapon talagang kayang-kaya nila na tumutok sa cellphone. So siguro po kung may mga pa-activity tayo sa bata, makukuha naman din po natin yung attention at mamomotivate po natin yung mga students natin. Siguro kailangan po maging interactive ang ating talakayan sa loob ng virtual classroom. Yun po.
Thank you, Ma'am. Last question po from Ma'am Minerva Villanueva. What suggestion can you give po for those who are working from home on how we can set boundaries between work and life at home?
Okay, so actually ako po, at first, nahirapan din po talaga ako because hindi po ako sanay talaga na nagtatrabaho sa bahay. Yung mga kaguro po dyan na talagang yung mag-uwi pa po ng trabaho, galing po sa school, tapos pagdating sa bahay, wala naman din pong nahahawakan. Kasama po ako sa mga ganong klaseng guro, hindi po ako nakakapagtrabaho sa bahay. Kaya po talaga rin naman pong nahirapan akong mag-adjust. But then slowly po, slowly na gamay ko po kung papaano ko po magagawa yung trabaho ko in such a way na nakipag-usap po talaga ako sa family ko, na mapagbigyan nila ako ng time kasi kailangan po talagang gawin yung trabaho para sa mga estudyante. Yan, in-explain ko po sa mga anak ko na ganitong time nagtatrabaho ko, 9 o'clock to 12 nagtatrabaho ako. So if you need something, okay, nandiyan dyan yung ibang kasama sa bahay, who can attend to your needs. Okay? So wag muna ako. Except for emergencies. Okay? Let's say for example, kung talagang kailangan yung attention ko, dun lang po talaga sila lalapit sa akin. Okay? So, such a way, nagkakaroon po talaga ako ng time para makapag-focus lang ako dun sa trabaho. Na marami po talagang, kumbaga, mas nagiging productive po talaga tayo pagka ganun. We have to involve our family members. Wag lang po wag po natin solohin na trabaho, ganyan. And we also have to communicate this to our family. Kasi po, importante rin naman po talaga yung trabahong ginagawa natin. Hindi po talaga to simple. Okay? Maraming bata po ang magbe-benefit dito po sa ating ginagawa. So, yun po yung ipaliwanag po natin sa mga kasama po natin sa bahay na hindi po porket na nasa bahay tayo is libre tayo. Kundi nasa bahay tayo pero kailangan natin magtrabaho, meron lang pong certain period of time na ipagkakalob po natin yung attention natin sa kanila. O dun sa mga ibang bagay na kailangan po natin bigyan ng attention sa loob ng bahay. Ayun po.
Okay, thank you so much for answering our viewers' question, Ma'am Laarni. So that's
Yes.
all the question we have for now. For this time, I'll be asking you po, Ma'am, if you have any last reminders to our viewers po.
Siguro po syempre po nagpapasalamat po muna ako sa Vival Group of Companies for having me here, for inviting me to give this talk to Dr. Esquivel, and then pa-shoutout na rin po sa mga taga-PNU, OSAS, and of course to my FBES OSAS and FBES family, dun sa mga relatives ko na nasa province, Mindoro, sa Dagupan, from Pinaliga family, sa mga pinsan ko na naka-tune in po ngayon, hello. And of course, thank you din po dun sa family ko na nag-support talagang inano nila na pinush nila ako para magawa ng maayos ma-deliver ng maayos tong talk na to. Para po dun sa ating mga kaguro, kung nakaka-experience po tayo ng difficulty, na makapag-adjust, baby steps po tayo. Huwag po tayong sumuko na mag-try pa rin kung ano po yung mag-work sa atin na type of workspace. And of course, let us do yung inaakala po natin na maliliit na bagay lang po, yung po pala yung makakatulong sa atin ng malaki. Okay, huwag po nating ihantabi yun. And of course, tuloy-tuloy po natin yung pag-communicate. Okay, and of course, bigyan po natin ng oras din yung sarili natin. Ayan. Huwag natin kalimutan na mag-beautify, mag-rest, mag-relax. Because it will renew our energy, our passion for teaching. So, good luck po sa ating lahat at maraming salamat po, and stay safe po sa ating po mga kaguro, na sana po bago mag-start yung school year ay healthy po talaga tayo kasi marami pa po talaga tayong challenges na ma-encounter. Ayan po. Thank you.
There we have it. So, in behalf po of Vibal Group Incorporated, I would like to thank you, Ma'am Laarni, for being our speaker today, for giving us this insightful and inspiring learning session. It is really an honor to have you with us this morning. And of course, to all our Kavibal viewers, all thanks to you for your continuous patronage to our daily learning session. Of course, we still have more to come this coming week. And for now, maraming salamat po at happy weekend. Goodbye po.
Yes, happy weekend, everyone.